Hello my dudes, welcome back to All the Mods 10, welcome back to the Shire, and welcome back to Minecolonies. Last episode we made some serious headway inside our dwarf hole, and I promised you guys we would be decorating inside there and getting things set up for the next buildings. So let's take a look at what we've done. So before we get started on the time lapse, let's take a swoop through and let me show you some staircases I've added to make this area easy to get around. As you can see, we've created a lot of room and a lot of buildable space down here, ready for our cavern buildings. There's a lot of options, a lot to choose from, but let's get started with the mine and the barracks. So the first buildings to be built were the mine down there in the bottom left. That's Brother Falvian who's going to be building that. It shouldn't take him too long because the mine's quite small. However, on the right, we've got Leanne working on our cavern-style barracks. It's a pretty big build. So I hope Leanne packed lots and lots and lots of, well, I think it's stone brick and stone and cobblestone for this build. It wasn't quick because even though these buildings are simple, it took me a long time. Basically, I did the prep work in digging out the areas because it would take our builder like about an hour to dig out enough room to build the barracks. But with Ultimine and an iron pickaxe or two, you can get through this stone super quick. Now, Brother Falvian did pause midway through, and I was like, hang on a sec, why have you paused, Brother Falvian? Took a closer look, and you can see over here, Brother Falvian is jumping on the spot. So this is what colonists do when their AI is completely broken. And when a colonist is jumping on the spot like this, it kind of means, oh my god, I'm in trouble. And the only real way to fix this is to recall him back to his building. Once I'd done that though, he did get back to work, and he finished off that little hole very quickly. Now you might have realized that, hang on a sec, we had a residence put down that we were going to build on top of the mine, but there's a good reason why we didn't do that, and I'll show you that once the build is finished. But as you can see, Leanne is finishing up the barracks here on the right. So there we go, the dwarf hole has been upgraded massively. Now finishing up the barracks did actually give us more room to work with. We've expanded the borders out the back here, which means we do actually have room to put some residences over at the end. And as you can see, yeah, we've got 2 cavern-style residences all the way up to level 3. That's room for 6 more dudes. Let's jump in and take a closer look. So let's blow the horn of the Shire and head into our dwarf hole. Man, I think we need like a horn of the dwarves, because this is the Shire horn. So yeah, we'll have to find a dwarf horn. Maybe we can find the one that Festa dropped earlier. So as you can see, we've got these facades here at the right for the blacksmith, the smeltery, and the stonemason. And these are pretty simple, just some black brick shingles, some oak, some planks, and some stone brick. Really do bring up this area. I think we could stand to add a bit more color, but also maybe not, because dwarves aren't really very colorful, are they? They like stone and gray, and everything's a bit grim and dark. But yeah, as you can see, we've got 2 houses over there at level 3. That's going to give us room for 6 more dwarves down here in our dwarf hole. All we needed was a few bits of warped log from the Nether, not too hard to grab, and they're up and running. The barracks over here, it's exactly the same way the Shire barracks works, so as we upgrade this, we'll get some more guards as well. We'll do the same facade thing that we've done over there for the blacksmith, smeltery, and stonemason on the existing buildings, but yeah, that'll be something we do in the background over time. We've also got the mine down here. Now you may remember we did put a residential hut right here because this was the perfect size. Now it's lucky that we stopped before I built this because I realized before we actually pressed go, it overlapped into our builder's hut over here. Oh my god, nightmare. So if we'd built that, we would have built over our builder's hut and ruined Brother Falvian's day. Luckily enough, we caught that problem before we actually built the building, so everything is absolutely fine. Now there's lots and lots of room down here for us to build some stuff. I'm not quite sure what buildings we're going to put where. Everything really is like a play-by-ear kind of thing. We do need to tidy things up, add some more French cobblestone over here to fill in these gaps, but you know what, that's not a problem, that won't take very long. So the dwarven mine, yeah, it's exactly the same as our, oh no, don't fall down there. It's exactly the same as our abandoned mine shaft from the Shire style. Basically, a miner will come over here, they'll dig down and create a network of mines where they'll gather us precious metals. But their job isn't a massive priority. Now, the one big building we did even research last episode that I think the research should be done for now is the Nether mine. So we're going to go over to our house and see if we have the materials to actually make this. It shouldn't be a tricky build. We'll need obsidian, which we have. Any old wood, I guess, works, and a build tool. So let's go home and make ourselves the nether mine. Oh, everyone's in bed. Let's have a sleep before anybody dies. Now, a big one as well is that we need to keep doing research. Let's go and check on the nether mine research. Make sure it's been complete, but also, if we're lucky, the couriers will have delivered what we need for the next stage of research. I think they have. They probably have, right? Oh, yeah, look at this. So 128 steak, 64 iron ingots. So we'll go over here, go to research. Nothing is in progress, which means the technology must be done. Yeah, open the nether. Really good to know. So we wanted the iron to speed up, I think, block place speed. That's going to improve our builder's speed, which is really good. Also in civilian, we wanted the steak to get hamlet, and that's going to let us have 100 dudes. We're going to reach that 50 cap pretty soon, so it's good to get this underway before it becomes a problem. Now, one problem we've been having recently is that the colonists are a bit bored of their food. As you can see here, I think Danestra, or, well, both of them have different types of pierogi, and the pierogis have been really strong for us. It's a really good food. But one way you can help out with your colony food problem is through research. In research, there's a number of different food-related research you can do that cuts down on how much your colonists need to eat. Here we go, gourmand. Citizen saturation per meal is plus 10%. And that's going to mean we need a lot less food to keep our colonists full. So doing these researches that help with your happiness and your citizen food saturation are really, really good. That needs cookies. I don't know if we can make cookies yet, but we will put in a request for cookies. We'll ask for a stack just for now. And yeah, oh, it looks like, yeah, we're almost there. So the baker can do this, but we need cocoa beans. So a plantation is pretty high up on our list. But that's 2 researches underway. We could actually do rocking roll to get the crusher's hut. If we go and get some stone, we can do that. But you know what? The stone smeltery is much more important. So we're going to go and grab some bricks. I think I have some clay lying around. And unlock the stone smeltery. Yeah, here we go. Technology, got the bricks, the flintstones. Why do we want a stone smeltery? And what does a stone smeltery do? Well, stone smeltery is the best way to get fuel. All of our restaurants, our cookery, our smeltery, everything that needs fuel runs on charcoal, right? And charcoal is easy for me to make, but the colonists need a special building for it. And the building they need is the stone smelter. So getting a stone smelter is really important for keeping your colony renewable, because then you can get the lumberjacks to get wood. They'll send the wood to the stone smelter, that'll make charcoal, and everything is fueled and ready to rock. Oh my god, Roland, what are you doing in the water? He's ruining those leather boots. Oh, what a menace. That's right, Jen, wake him up. Get back to work, Roland, stop getting yourself damp. So anyway, yeah, the research is done. Let's head home and make ourselves a nether mine. And there we go, as simple as that, we have the nether mine. Now, I want to see what this looks like as a hobbit building, because it could be really cool. So we'll check this out outside first, see if the Shire style nether mine looks good enough for us to make it a Shire building rather than a dwarf. However, it is a mine, so it really should be a dwarven building, I think. Whoa, so hang on a sec, hold the phone. Shiver my timbers, my friends. Look at this. Shire Mystic Mount Doom. So it looks like the nether mine from the Shire style is actually based on Mount Doom. There it is in... Wow, it's not much of a Mount Doom really, is it, man? If Mount Doom was this small and made out of dirt, I don't think the movies would have been that long. Also, if it was in the Shire, much shorter journey, much more convenient indeed. But honestly, I don't think we can build the dwarven style. The fact that Mount Doom exists in the Shire style means we absolutely have to build it. Now, yeah, like I said, this looks really lacking. It's only level 1. So let's have a sleep and look at level 5. Oh my god, my dudes, look at this absolute beast. So yeah, true to its name, Mount Doom is a real mountain. Now, it's not quite as big as the real Mount Doom, Sauron's, his crib. It's not quite that, but and it's going to need a lot of materials. Look at that netherrack. I think that's blackstone. There's some warped nylium, is that? And some magma. It's going to be a big build, but honestly, you've got to have Mount Doom if you're building the Shire. Well, that doesn't make sense, but we are going to build this because it looks so cool. Now, it won't really work if we're putting this on the ground level out here in the back of the Shire, Doesn't make any sense. Oh, where's Mount Doom, Mr. Frodo? Oh, it's out back by the barracks, you know? It's like 10-minute walk. It's not really the same. Doesn't ring true. Doesn't kind of hit the same. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to move Mount Doom over on top of that hill over there, above where the dwarven area kind of is. We'll build a dangerous path that weaves and winds up the cliff, so Samwise and Frodo feel at home on their way to the Nether mine. But honestly, oh yeah, this is going to be pretty cool. So let's do it. So moving Mount Doom, we'll raise it up a bit like this. And we'll use the arrow keys to zoop it over at the speed of sound. Well, not quite the speed of sound, but pretty quick. Oh man, this is gonna be really cool up here. This is exactly the kind of place we should put Mount Doom. So we'll keep it just shy of these orchard trees, because I like those, they look cool. Bring it over this way. And there we go. Now one more rotation to the clockwise, and we should be done. Yeah, look at this. Oh, this is going to be a real nice figure piece for our colony. I was wondering actually, because the university was so lackluster, and everything is kind of small except Bag End, which is a real beast, by the way. I thought, what's going to be the real big show-stopping build for the Shire style? And it looks like it's definitely Mount Doom. Now, I think we're encroaching on the borders over that way. So we'll have to move this a little bit further this way. No worries, we can change the terrain as much as we like. But yeah, I do think that's actually going to be perfect. So we'll take a look at level 3, because I want to see what this looks like midway. Okay, yeah, level 3, and it's kind of got the makings of Mount Doom, but it's definitely not there. And I think we can plumb this in okay. I think we'll move it back slightly, lower it down slightly. Yeah, I think that should be okay. We'll make it work. We'll make the landscape fit the building, go to level 1 and pull the trigger. Now this right here is the most exciting building in the Shire right now. We absolutely have to time-lapse this episode. The materials to get this thing to level 1. Build options, okay, so a few blackstone walls, which we can grab from the Nether. 4 blocks of coal, not a problem. Some basalt was nearby too. We've got the obsidian magmas, easy. Yeah, I reckon we're ready, so let's get this building built. We'll put Leanne on this because I think she is pretty much closest. And, oh my god, let's watch Mount Doom be created. Oh man, Mount Doom, when I saw this building, I knew, oh my god, yeah, there was no way in hell we were going to be building a dwarven nether mine when this thing exists in the Shire pack. Honestly, and even if it looks kind of bad, just the fact of having Mount Doom in the Shire, honestly, why not? I mean, it feels like we're more like Disneyland at the moment than the Shire, but that's fine. But if any building was gonna be Mount Doom, it was obviously gonna be the nether mine. So the nether mine is a pretty cool building. It basically is like a nether portal. You hire a dude to be a miner, he goes in, gets stuff from the nether, comes out. We'll go into the specifics of the building once the building is complete. And it's taken our builder, well, actually not that long. Most of this land was cleared out. We helped out a little bit, removed some of the grass, some of the trees, and level 1, this thing is super simple. So, you know, building this level 1, no problem at all, and we can get a nether miner in here super quick to get all of our nether mining done. Nether mining is a very dangerous job for colonists, in fact, probably the most dangerous job. So, let's see which lucky hobbit has won the job of running into the nether for our bits and bobs. Oh yeah, so check it out. Now, it's not exactly Mount Doom at the moment, it's more like Mount Poo, because this thing is entirely made out of dirt, and good job, Leanne, with the building. So the entrance, where do we get in? How do we... Oh, here we go. This looks to be the way. We'll have to tidy this up. Maybe dig out with a shovel a proper path up this mountain so that, you know, it's a real dark and arduous task getting to the nether mine. But honestly, we could put some houses up here as well. Why not? We need loads more housing. Honestly, it's a real kind of setback for us. But here we go. Inside the nether mine. It's quite the journey. And... oh, wait, what? What am I... Oh, right, there's a ladder. Oh, I thought there was just like a sheer drop. I was like, what are you supposed to do there? Oh, but look at this. There's like a basalt bridge over to the nether portal. That looks really cool. Now, the nether mine. Let's right-click on this and see what we can do. Manage workers. We don't have anybody that we can employ. But maybe we can borrow somebody. So show employed. And I think there is a miner, probably, somewhere that we can pinch. Yeah, there we go, a quarrier. So we haven't enabled the mine in the dwarven sector yet. And to be honest, I'm not sure we actually will. We'll bring your mum over here because I heard your mum loves Mount Doom. Recall him over and let's see what he wants. So he's a pretty cool looking dude. Wait, or she, or off he goes. Oh right, it's nighttime. So we'll hoik him back over here. Get on over here, my dude. Your mum. And let's see what he wants, because he's got a red cogwheel. He's trying to escape, but we're not going to let him. So as far as open requests go, he wants a full set of armor, because like I've said, nether mining is a dangerous job. And I guess that the better the armor the nether miner has, the more likely he is to survive. Maybe? Who's to say? But to do all of his nether mining, he only needs 3 things. He needs cobblestone, he needs torches, and he needs ladders. Those are the 3 things, apparently, that help him get around the nether. So the nether portal comes unlit, so it's basically just a big old hollow frame. When he goes to the nether, he will light this up so he can wander through. Now there's a setting here that means he will close the portal when he comes back. You can turn that off if you want the nether portal to always be open. But be careful about doing that, because these piglin dudes, when they come through, they will attack your colonists. Now the nether miner doesn't actually physically go to the nether and gather loads of stuff. Really, all he does is he goes into the portal, he vanishes for a bit, and then he pretends to be in the nether. And there's a chance while he's there that he'll gather certain things, or that he'll die. So it really is just a numbers game with a nether miner. You roll the dice, you never know if he's going to die or not. But here we go, Fenix the Phoenix has come with a drop for him to give him all the stuff he needs. So fingers crossed we'll be able to watch this guy spark up the portal and jump into the nether. So a final drop off from the courier, and I think this guy should be good to go. You ready to rock, my nether mining friend? Is he going to dive into the portal? I want to watch him spark that thing up and jump in. So what are his open requests? A sword, that's the final thing. Maybe we can make this for him? I guess a wooden sword will do for now. We'll give him an upgrade when we can, but here we go, here's a sword. You need to defend yourself in there, my dude. Don't want to send your mum into the nether without proper self-defense tools. Come on, mum, go into the portal. Oh, she's put the goggles on. That means she's getting down to business, I think. Right click, she is working. Okay, but this isn't your work. Go on, this isn't a work from home day. Oh yeah, there she goes. Into the nether. All right, and she'll come back in a little bit and drop off what she's found in the nether. Now, I'm not sure how long it takes her to get in there and get out. I think it's like a quick 2-minute adventure, but who knows? Yeah, I could be waiting here all day for her to return, so I think we're going to call it there. So a massive thank you for watching this episode, my dudes. We built the nether miner, configured our dwarf hole just a little bit more, and got some more research done. Next episode, I'm thinking we're going to hit the plantation, get the final crops we need to get everything fully automated on the Shire. We're talking sugarcane, we're talking cocoa beans, maybe kelp for our hospital. I think we can probably skip bamboo, but yeah, who knows what else we're going to need from the plantation. As always, a massive thank you for watching. I love reading your comments, so keep those coming in. And also, if you want to join the Shire, become a Patreon or YouTube member, where you can submit your name, but also join our community, All the Mods 10 server, which is really fun. But until next time, thank you for watching, and take care.